Hi guys. I'm DDK, and this is gonna be my dm3 start spawns video. I'm sorry that it took so long to bring this video out. I'm sorry. I didn't anticipate how technically retarded I'd be, so I ended up running into loads of issues, stupid issues, and you'll probably see that this video isn't the best, but hopefully it gets the point across. So what I'm trying to do in this video is to create a collection of as complete information as I can about the dm3 start spawns. A limitation I want to set on it is that I don't want to go too far into it, because essentially stuff can get really complicated. The longer you go on into the game, the more variables there are, the more stuff that changes, and so on and so forth. So we're going to lie down some overarching concepts and some initial objectives. So let's go into this. So dm3, being played for decades, it's the most popular and considered to be the best, technically the best forum map in the business. And as you can see, here are all the items and so on and so forth. And the first thing we want to look at is that you should hold back left if you're a new player. The reason is because the beginning of the game is chaotic and dynamic due to spawn tally frags, as there are 6 spawns and 8 players. This means that the game has to choose how to handle this situation, but in the way that it currently chooses to handle this situation, it uses a spawning model which will spawn you onto other people and telefrag them. It does not wait for a free spawn, it just will spawn you. So this can change things a lot. So the most significant thing is the first RL can get telefragged sometimes. But anyway, so holding back left, how does it help? It allows you to move in the right direction towards the most crucial items whilst you're in a state of confusion, because it's really hard to react really quickly to where you are and what item to go for, unless you're very familiar with the game already. So the other option, there are spawns such as lifts and so on, where if you choose the option to just react, you can get quad off of the lift spawn, which you otherwise wouldn't be able to do. So there you go. That's the basic thing. Let's talk about, if we look at these 2 spawns, I want to lay down some concepts which should always be in your mind, and you should apply them from all of yours throughout the entire game and for all the spawns. And that is the concepts of resource management and resource tracking. So resource management, you want to understand what resources you have and what your enemy the enemy resources are, what they are, so that you can effectively manage your resources and put them in the right place to deal with what the enemy has as best you can. And the other concept is linked very much with that, and it's a weapon tracking or resource tracking. So you need to relay the information at the beginning of the game on voice with the binds. Who has quad, who has ring, who has pen, who has rocket launcher, who has shaft. These things need to be established at the beginning of the game because they influence your decisions. I will separate these decisions based on what the scenarios are as we go into the spawns. So then what do we have left? We have the spawn objectives. So we know now that we need to read the binds and figure out who has what at the beginning of the game. So what are our objectives? The spawn 1 and 2, I've linked them together in this as because they're both at SMG tally and they both have the same objective. That objective is to get ring and then quad. That is the primary objective. However, if you are telefragged or if you spawn at the number 1, I'm not sure if you guys can read that, it's like one of the spawns is further away from the tally, so one of the spawns is always going to get the ring first. If you're the guy that doesn't get the ring, and you're, let's say, behind the enemy who's taking the ring in front of you, you have to try and boomstick him as much as possible. You can, if you get some good shots, you can kill him as he takes the quad sometimes, or you can make him mess up his jump, and then you can take the quad. That's great. So the secondary objective is red. If you can't do anything at all, if you're too late, get red. Secure it for your team quad if he decides to take it, or steal it away from the enemy. So what do you do if you get quad? Well, if you get quad, you have to establish again what's going on in the game, who has what. If it's team RL or the RL is dead, then you get the red. And as you're jumping over, you should, and taking the quad, you should be reading your messages, or you should be establishing this stuff on voice. So team RL, RL dead, you get red. If it's enemy RL, you go yellow, as we see in this video, and you pressure from the high. Hopefully you don't die, but if the guy playing the rocket launcher spawn is good, it can be very difficult, and sometimes you'll die. So you use this amazing position to basically just kill him. I mean, you've got quad boomstick, so you should be able to do a lot of damage at least. And you can also track him. So if he decides to just run away, you can tell your team the status of him. If you get one good shot on him, you know he's going to be really hurt. You can tell your team to flood him down, and so on and so forth. The options open up then. So the next spawn, the RA tunnel spawn, we've got to blast through these, otherwise the video will be huge. You get the mega, then you go for LG, as we see in the video. Now, there can be a rocket launcher guy aiming at you, as we will look at in a bit, so you have to be careful and see who gets the rocket launcher. If it's enemy rocket launcher, you've got to be careful of getting spammed on and before taking the LG. Sometimes there will be telefrags, and so people will spawn, multiple people will spawn in the RL box and will be able to snatch away the LG from you, and that kind of sucks. But it's fine because you have the mega advantage, you can kill them with your boomstick, and that's great. However, if you get the shaft clean, then what you want to do is you want to establish with your binds and your voice. I'm going to keep repeating that. Who is pent, and if it's the team pent, then you can just get the cells and go to red. If it's enemy pent, get the GL, then go to red, as we see in the video. Now you have to be careful sometimes. If it's enemy quad, when you're going up the RA tunnel, taking the ammunition will give sound cues, and a good player with quad who has a good strong communication in his team will perhaps know where you are going, where you the enemy LG to them is going, and they could be waiting there for you, so you have to be careful. So that's this spawn. Oh, one last thing, if you do get the red, your idea now is to just basically, because the shaft is a weapon which it's not great for killing people, because the cells, cells are amazing at killing people, but the thing is that there's such a limitation of cells on the map that it's not efficient fragging wise to use the LG to frag spawners and stuff like that. So you want to save it for killing weapons and so on, and for using on quad runs. So the goal then becomes to take the red and then wait for the cells SMG tally, so get yourself some more cells, and then just wait for the quad and position yourself well on the quad. And hopefully you should be able to take that. It should be pretty stacked with a lot of cells and LG. So that's your objective, and you'll get the quad in a minute, and you'll be able to do awesome stuff. So the next spawn is the yellow spawn, and it's the fastest spawn to pent. Even if there are telefrags, you should still be able to get this pent, I think. You want to get the mega, you want to get this GL, and the GL is a very important thing to get, and people need to be aware of this. The GL gives you utility, the things that it allows you to do as a pent man. It allows you to prevent people from blocking you because you can DH them with the GL. It allows you to flush out the yellow box if there's a rocket, or if there's a rocket in there or someone's trying to block you. It allows you to have more rockets so you can survive longer if you do get the rocket launcher. It allows you to, if people are trying to jump onto you and steal the RL as it is spawning, it allows you to DH them quickly and deal with that. So then we have this distinction that if you do not get it, if it gets stolen from you, then your options are suddenly much limited because you can't do any of those things effectively. And the thing becomes whether or not the team decides to flood you. Because if you don't have a GL, then if they have a crappy start, something they can do to make their start less crappy is to make sure that you don't get the second RL by flooding onto you, because you have no way of really pushing them off of it, so it goes down to luck really. So it's an option for teams who are really behind on the start. And once you get the RL, you want to go to yellow and basically see what's going on in the game as to be able to deliberate your next move. But we won't go into that because there are many things that can happen, so many decisions you can make. Next spawn, this is the lift spawn. You have two options on the lift spawn. You can back left, or as we discussed previously, like if you're a guy who just wants to react and not hold back left, but maybe just hold left. Because holding left is good because it will prevent you from being spawn telefragged if you're a little bit slow on the rocket spawn. You'll take the rocket and not get spawn telefragged, but you'll still be able to not like fall backwards down the lifts and stuff like that. So that's really good. As you see here, this guy's back lefting and he's checking he's checking pen. And sometimes you can drop down onto it if you've identified that there's been telefrags and you get a good boomstick as you're falling onto the pen. You can steal it. If you don't manage to steal it and you find yourself at pen, then what you can do is steal the mega away, and that's really useful. That makes the pen more floodable as he's collecting the rocket launcher as his pen wears off. If you, like in this video, if you just back left it and stand up here, check what's going on, don't fall down because you know you can't get it, because it's very rare that you'll be able to get it anyway, unless their movement sucks or whatever, or there's lots of telefrags. You can then get this SMG Mega. That gives you lots of options. It lets you challenge the second LG. It lets you sit on top of red, get a red. You know, there's a few things you can do with it. Depends on the situation. But getting the SMG and the Mega is really good. And one consideration is that if it's an enemy RL or LG, you're taking that SMG Mega away from them if they're unable to get into red and they're sneaking around at the beginning of the game, as we'll also discuss in a bit. The next spawn is the rocket spawn, and this is going nuts, this video, so apologies. Okay, so here we're showing that again, based on what happened at the beginning of the game, you got pen, you got quad. If it's enemy quad, oh, pause that too soon. How professional I am. If it's enemy quads, what we want to do is not stop here. You don't want to stop and wait for this guy. Like in this video, this guy had really good movement, like perfect movement in, and we can see that he gets there like as you're moving. Like I haven't paused yet in this video to stop to wait for the guy getting LG. So you kind of have to pause often for like a second to 2 seconds because of telefrags or crappy movement. And if you do that, then as we'll see in this video, these videos are spazzing out, I apologise for that. As we're about to see in this video, if you do pause, the quad guy is going to get there in time and you're going to be out of position. So you need to establish whether it's enemy or team quad. If it's team quad, you can pause and pressure the LG. If it's enemy quad, you need to take this awesome position below the quad. Well, yeah, as you can see, flush against the wall, so that you can eliminate the line of sight. As you can see here, you can eliminate the line of sight between you and the quad. Abuse the fact that you have this rocket launcher which has splash. It's a very strong weapon positionally because of the splash. And he's only got 100 health, so it's going to go well for you, and you can survive. What you don't want to do is go to the back of the room, get the rockets. That's like the biggest mistake people make when it's enemy quad. And if the enemy quad plays it correctly and just rushes in here, you're screwed. You're honestly really screwed. So don't be greedy and just survive with the rocket launcher. Just survive. If you have to run away, go to SMG, go to window, go to pen, go to SMG, just survive. Okay, so let's now we've covered all that stuff. I don't think I've missed anything out. Let's just jump into a game. It's TVS against Slackers on dm3. I think it was the QuakeWorld 10 final or something. Switch the scene. Here we go. Okay, let's see what the start spawns are. So we've got Blaze backlefting backlefting lifts. Immonen is RA tunnel spawn. He's going to get Mega and go for LG. We got Murdoch getting the ring spawn, basically. We got Xanten backlefting, he's going to get the Pent. Zero telefragged, Paradox first RL. Milton is the slower guy to ring, and Crab is telefragged. So Slackers have 2 telefrag guys, that sucks for them. Blaze essentially though isn't getting anything with the spawn. I mean, you can make a case to argue that if he just goes forwards here, he's going to get this quad, which is, I mean, he's faster to the quad, and that gives TVS such for sure quad. And I'm inclined to agree that that is actually a very good way to play it. But the thing is that you do need really good reactions, or it's kind of useless. So it's kind of hard to do. Something to test out. Okay, so let's have a look and see what happens to this ring. Okay, so we've got Murdoch, he's definitely getting that ring. Gonna turn auto track off. Oh, turn it on, I'm amazing. Where are you, Murdoch? Okay, so we've got Murdoch. Let's see what Milton can do. Yep, Milton's able to boomstick him down. That's really good. A really good result for TVS there. Oh man, that's a really good result. So Milton's gonna get this quad. And what did we establish? Okay, so Milton knows that it's enemy RL, therefore his decision of go red or go high yellow to pressure RL is apparent. He's going to go high yellow, and that's the correct decision. He can get this amazing position here. So let's have a look at what happens to LG. So we got Crab. He was the telefrag guy in 0-2. Crab spawned here, so he gets, as we talked about, he gets to the LG faster than Eminem does, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. Eminem can kill him. So we got Xantum Pen. He's going to be coming down here soon, and the GL is up. So let's have a look at how this plays out. So Eminem kills him. A small optimization that Slackers could make here is that Zero could, instead of helping just shooting the Mega off of Eminem, he could instead get GL. Sorry if I'm saying Eminem wrong, by the way. He can just get the GL and take it away from Xantum, and that gives Slackers more options, because as we discussed before, GL provides a lot of utility. Stealing it takes all of that utility away, and gives them potential to flood him if stuff gets really bad for the second RL. So Zero could have done that, so that's a small optimization. It might not be too significant. Okay, Paradox. We spoke previously about taking the greedy option and going all the way back here, getting the rockets. Now it could be miscommunication. He could be unaware that it's enemy quad, but he's about to find out that it is enemy quad. So we're gonna see from Milton's perspective this amazing line of sight that he has, and the reason why you want to be down here, like flush with the wall. Milton can't really see very well here, so you can abuse the splash. So Paradox is going to die, and that's the mistake, like number 3. If we can call Murdoch's mistake with the quad eyes a mistake, it's a little bit unfortunate basically, because being able to time this jump like with the boomstick, the added boomstick speed, is kind of hard, and sometimes you will just fall. So it kind of sucks, but let's just assume that that's a mistake, and that Murdoch could have moved better and gotten the quad and not given it to Milton. They're not taking the GL, and we got this where Paradox is assuredly dead. Paradox doesn't drop, doesn't make another mistake. That's great. So now Milton is going to be able to just secure this yellow and clear it out with quad. So what else we got? Blaze taking the SMG Mega. We got Eminem not doing much really, and Xantum getting his GL, and Murdoch getting the red. So if we just follow Xantum, we can see that he's got, we can't see his yellow value, but we can see that he's got most of his yellow from this, and we can see that he's going to secure this yellow, a yellow to Milton, which is going to enable Xantum to take the second RL. It's going to enable Milton to probably take the second LG, or at least get it for his teammates. So that's 2 weapons for TVS, no weapons for Slackers at all. And as we can see, this is like a huge amount of things that have happened in the first 18 seconds. Zero, Paradox, Crab, and Murdoch have nothing really. Murdoch has a red and he's at SMG. So let's just follow Murdoch, see if he can do anything. I just skip ahead a bit. He gets this Mega. So he wants to get this LG. Does it happen? Does he get the LG? Yeah, he manages to take it. So that's really good for Slackers. But there you go. One could argue that Xantum should have been able to pressure that. Let's have a look. Let's have a look whether it was possible for him, because that'd be interesting to know, right? I think it'll be. Let's see, is that enough time? Okay, so he's getting that. Where is Xantum? Where are you, Xantum? So Xantum's coming across here. Now, this is again like a super optimization you can make. Xantum's got 7 seconds until yellow spawns. or 8 seconds actually, according to the timer. Okay, so you can't tell me actually that he couldn't have shot down here. He knew his teammate died and that LG is spawning now. He could spam Murdoch a couple shots, maybe even just one, easy. You know, look at where Murdoch is, he's standing around the LG. That's another little optimization he could make. And it's really just this awareness of what's going on. Like, you always have to be aware when you have rocket launcher and you're on this bridge. Can I shoot a rocket down there? Will I hit a teammate or will I hit an enemy? And is the LG even spawning? Because if you know that it's spawning, then you can assume that they know that it's spawning and that you can shoot a rocket onto it blindly. Because obviously he can't see; it's not transparent for him. So, but yeah, that's a little improvement that Xantum could have made there. These are very little things, but they all add up for sure. And yeah, so there you go. I mean, this is TVS getting. They didn't get the LG, but they got the second RL. So they have 1 RL, and Slackers have nothing. So it could have been worse for Slackers, but yeah. So there you go. That's the start spawns. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it wasn't too crazy. I hope I covered everything, and give me some feedback. And yeah, thanks very much for listening. And I bid you goodwill. I bid you well.